Hello everyone, welcome to the session on Genius Talk. In today's session, we will be starting the next topic, that is average. And this is the first part of average. So, first point is, what is average? So, average is sum of observations by number of observations. If I ask you, find the average of 1, 2, and 3. What you will do, you will add all of these 3 and divide them by the number of things. There are 3 numbers. So 2 plus 3, 5 plus 1, 6 by 3, that is 2. Right? If I ask you, find the average of 33, 36, 39. Again, you will add all of them and divide by number of things. So if you add, it will be 108. By 3, it will be 36. So this is how we find the average. So this is the basic introduction of average. And average does not only mean that sum by number of things. There are few shortcuts we will be discussing in the upcoming sessions. And average basically means, you can remember, equal distribution. Equal distribution. Let's say if I'm saying that this is a class whose average height is, say, 160 centimeter. That means every student of a class is assumed to be having the height of 160. That means I am distributing this 160 centimeter equally among all the students of the class. This also means the average. Okay, so we'll use these things in the upcoming sessions. So our first concept for average for the first part will be consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers. So let's start the first part. Average of 11 consecutive numbers is 71. Find the greatest number. Okay, so average of 11. Now let's come to the conclusion. If you solve this question by basic method, like first number is x, second number is consecutive number, means all are having a difference of 1. So second number is x plus 1, third number is x plus 2, and so on. Then it will take a lot of time to solve. Although you can solve like first number x, second number x plus 1, then third number x plus 2, x plus 3, x plus 4, x plus 5, and so on. The last would be x plus 10, right? And you have to find the greatest number. So it is asking about x plus 10. Now, as per the formula, the first method is average means sum of the things by number of things. So if you add all of them, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and up to these are 11 consecutive numbers. That means total x will be 11x. And then from 1, 2 up to 10. This is the sum, right? Because I know average equals to sum by number. If I solve this by basic method, this will be done like this. So x plus 1 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 3. You see, if you count all these x are 11, because there are 11 such consecutive numbers. So it is 11x. And then right from 1, you can start counting it. 1, then 2, then 3, and then up to 10. So you know there is a formula of first n number sum, that is any series starting with 1 ending with n. What is that formula? That is n into n plus 1 by 2. So here this value of n is 10, so it is 10 into 11 by 2. So this is coming out to be 5 into 11, that is 55. Now you can see 11x. So this overall is becoming 11x plus 55. Right? This is the sum. How many numbers are there? There are 11 numbers. Now I'll be multiplying. So this is, I have written the sum, because average means sum by number of things. There are 11 numbers. So this is sum, and there are 11 numbers, and this is equal to 71. Now if you multiply, it will become 11x plus 55 equal to 11 into 71. Now, without multiplying, smartly if you solve, you can see 11 is common. So you can write x plus 5 because 11 5s are 55. Here also 11 is common. So 11 gets cancelled. Now you can see x is equals to 71 minus 5 and 11 minus 5 is 6. That means the first number is 66. Now you can complete the series. The first number is 66, then the second number is 67. So you know first number was x and the last number was x plus 10. So if first number is 66, the last number has to be 66 plus 10, and that is 76. So it is asking the greatest number. That means 76 has to be my answer. So guys, this is the basic approach of average using sum and number of things. But in exam, it is very much time consuming. We are not having this much time to solve the questions. So what we follow? We follow another approach, that is equal distribution. What is equal distribution? See, now if there are 11 numbers, that means I can write like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Always remember, whenever I'm talking about 11 numbers, okay, let's understand first by taking a simple example. If I take 3 numbers, let's say instead of 11, it is saying 3. Okay, average of 3 numbers. Let's take it a simple value. Let's say it is 5. That means first is x, another is x plus 1 because these are our consecutive numbers. If you even solve, then you take the sum. So sum will be 3x plus, you see, 3 by 3. And let's say if the average is 5, so 3x plus 3 equal to 15. So 3x is equal to 12, whereas x is equal to 4. That means this first number is 4, second has to be 5, and next has to be 6. I hope this concept is clear. This is basic concept I have used so far. Now, without this, how can you solve this faster? So one thing you have concluded is that if you are talking about consecutive numbers, then what is the average? 5. And now you can observe that 5 is also the middle number. Means it is the first position, the first number. This is your second number and this is your third number. And you see that this 5 is coming out to be my average by using that basic method. That means whenever I have 3 numbers and all these numbers are consecutive, then always remember the middle one, the middle number has to be my average. Middle has to be my average. Let's take a small example again. If I say 6, 7, 8, even if you count it, 15 plus 6, 21, and there are 3 numbers, 21 by 3, it is coming out to be 7. And you can see that 6, 7, 8, this 7 is coming out to be the average and this is the middle number. So this is the concept. So whenever, and there is one more thing. If there are 3 terms, how many terms? Like this is first, this is second, this is third. If there are 3 terms, that means there are odd number of terms, then always remember average will always be the middle number. What? Average will always be the middle number. So if the numbers are very, very simple, you can find like this. But if they are not that simple, like here, it is 11 numbers. If I have solved the question in front of you, it took a lot of time. So here, use this concept. Okay, now if there are 11 consecutive numbers, you just check 11 is an odd number or not. Yes, 11 is an odd number. Whenever the total number of things are odd, then average will always be the middle value. It will be the middle value, or you can say the middle observation. Now let's find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These are the 11 observations. Now for average, divide 11 by 2 and it is coming out to be 5.5. And we know that we can't take this observation 5.5. So just do 5 observations, leave this side, and 5 observations, leave this side. This middle value, guys, this has to be my average. This is the concept, because these 5 values I have left onto the left side, these 5 values I have left onto the right side. This middle value must be my average as per the concept of consecutive numbers. This rule will only be applicable for consecutive numbers or odd numbers or even numbers as well. Now, what I can write here now, see, if I'm saying that the value which is the 6th observation, can you say that this is the average and this is going to be the 6th observation? Why so? Because this is the 1st observation, 2nd observation, 3rd observation, 4th observation, 5th observation, 6th, then 7th, then 8th, then 9th, then 10th, then 11th. Now we can write it. What is my 6th observation? So it is 71, right? Now if this is 71, that means this must be my average. Now you tell me, if 6th observation is average and it is the value 71 and all the numbers are consecutive, that means if I ask you what should be the minimum or the number which is coming before 71, you can say it is 70 because all numbers are consecutive. What number should come after 71? You can clearly say that it must be 72, one number more, and so on, 73 and 74, 75, 76, and further 69, 68, 67, 66. And if you remember, we have got the same answer, 76, which was the largest number when we solved this question using the basic approach. But here, you do not need to follow the basic approach, follow this approach, right? So what is my answer? It has to be 76. Now, if you want the smallest number, it has to be 66. If you want the second number, it is 67. So this is the approach which you have to use for consecutive numbers. Now is 96, fine. So as per the rule, what we will follow, half of 13. That means I will leave 6 observation here. 13 by 2 is 6.5. I will leave 6 observation onto the left and 6 observation onto the right. So this is 6 observation, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now as per the rule, you know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. These 6 observation I left onto my right, and these 6 observation I will leave onto my left. What is the average, guys? It is 96. That means 7th observation is 96, and obviously this 7th observation is my average as well. Now if all the numbers are consecutive, can you write like this? If the first is 96 or the 7th observation is 96, all are consecutive. Next must be 97, next must be 98, then 99, then 100, 101 and 102. So this is my direct answer. That is, highest number is asked, that is 102. 102. I hope this is clear. Now in this question you can learn one more thing, that like if there are 13 numbers, you can write like this. If there are 130 numbers, it is not possible to write like this. So understand the way, okay? No need to write this all like this. You know that there is a difference of 1, okay? So the rule is, if this is the 7th observation and this is the 13th observation, what is the difference between 7th and 13th? There is a difference of 6 numbers. So just add 6 numbers here. 96 plus 6, answer is 102. Suppose the question is asking you find the smallest number, then you know that every number is having a difference of 1. So it is going like this technically, but there is no need to write like this. Write like this: 96 minus 6 number back, so that has to be 92. I hope you are getting my point. Sorry, it's not 92, 90. 90 is 90, which is 6. 96 minus 6, or 6 observations back. So in exam, remember, whenever consecutive numbers are asked, just add them directly. If 13 numbers are there, that means 7th observation is my average, and after 7 there is no need to write this. 13 numbers. 13 means seventh number has to be my average, and that must be 96. That means if you want to find the first number, go, this is 7. That means there are 6 people behind this. So just go 6 steps back. And answer is 90 for smallest number. And if it is asking you the greatest number, add 6 here, because this is 7th observation. If you add the 6th observation or add 6 observation more, then you will reach to the 13th observation. So it is 102. And the similar thing you can apply in this. What is it? 11. 11 middle is, 11 by 2 is 5.5. We take the integer value. So 5 observation this side, 5 observation this side, 6th observation has to be 71. And all these numbers are consecutive. So after this, there must be 5 numbers. If it is asking the greatest number, so 71 plus 5, 76. This has to be my answer. I hope this concept is clear. So there is no need to write, 71. Now just observe, 11 by 2 is 5. So 71 plus 5, 76 is my answer. There is no need to make like this as well, right? So you can make the second question like this as well. 13 observations, 96 is the average. 13 means it is 6.5. So 6 observation leave onto the left, 6 observation leave onto the right. The middle one, the 7th observation has to be my average, and that is 96. And after 96, there are only 6 numbers, and every number is having a difference of 1. That's why I'm directly adding 6. So 96 plus 6, 102. If you want to go back 6 steps back, because every number is having a difference of 1, right? 94, 95, and 93, and so on. So directly minus, subtract it, it will be 90. So this is the approach. All right, next one. Average of 6 consecutive even numbers. Now we are coming on to the next type, where we'll not discuss consecutive numbers only. We will be discussing consecutive even numbers. So please focus on this word, consecutive even numbers. Earlier it was only consecutive. Now it will be consecutive even. So there are 6 numbers. Now see, 6 number means, let's make it first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 numbers. Now you know that for 6 number, average is always the middle one. If whether it is we have learned that if the total number of things are odd, average is the middle one, and if the total number of things are even, then also average is the middle value. Yeah, that is another thing, that it will not be written in the middle. It will be somewhere in the middle of the 2. Let's understand. Suppose I ask you, there are 4 consecutive numbers. So their average, you leave 2 this side, because if you divide 4 by 2, it will be 2. So leave 2 this side, leave 2 this side, and this middle value must be the average. This must be the average. Okay, this must be the average. So you can see that, or take some numbers. Let's say 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the average? If you add all of them, 5 plus 4, 9 plus 5, 14. And there are 4 numbers, so you can see that it is 4 3s are 12 and 4 5s are 20. It is 3.5. Technically, what is this? You see, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there are 4 numbers which are consecutive, and they are 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5. Understand it. If there are total number even, that means here I am taking normal numbers, but the total number of things are even. This is I am talking about. Here it is 6. I am giving you an example of 4. So 2 numbers this side, 2 numbers this side, and what comes in the middle now? 3 and 4. And what comes in their middle? Average of 3 and 4 has to be 3 plus 4 by 2. That is 7 by 2, and that is going to be 3.5, which is the actual answer. So remember, when in the last case, what is the difference between this question and the previous one? In the last case, this value was an odd number, so it was very easy to locate, because 13, that means leave 6 this side, leave 6 this side. The 7th one is the average. But if the total number of things are not odd, like in the previous one, it is 11. So 11 also we can justify like this. Okay, 5 numbers this side, 5 numbers this side. The 6th one has to be the average. But if the total number of things are even, then the average will never lie in the series. It will be lie somewhere in the middle. It will be not in the series. So note this word, okay? So this is 6. That's why whole things will change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now again the same thing. Leave 3 here, leave 3 here. Average will lie here. What is the middle here? So it is saying 23. Fine. 23 is the average. Now see very carefully. It is the average of 23 is the average of, this is your third observation. This is your fourth observation. All right. Now 23 is the average. That means before this, what should be the previous even number? That has to be 22. What has to be the next even number? That has to be 24. And after 24, what should be the next even number? 26. Next even number 28. Similarly, you can find now 20 and 18. It's saying find the second highest number in the series. So my answer is, who is the second highest? Second highest is 26. So this is my answer. So this is how you remember. If there are total number of things even, then average will lie up. It will not lie in the series. Okay. So this is the concept of this. And if you try this question using the basic method, again, it will take time. I'll solve for you. Let's say the first number is X. Second is, now, because they are even numbers and every even number is having a difference of 2. Like if you take the first even number, it is 2. Next even number is 4. They are having a difference of 2. So whatever was the difference in the consecutive numbers, that will be increased by 1 here. So earlier, if this was consecutive, difference must be 1. So consecutive means 2, 3, 4. Everywhere difference is 1. But consecutive even means they are having a difference of 2. So if you solve this technically, it is like this. X is the first number, then plus 2 difference, then X plus 4 plus 2 difference, X plus 6 plus 2 difference, and X plus 8 and X plus 10. So there are 6 numbers. Now you know average means sum by total number of things. So just add all of them and divide by total number. It is 6. So just see how many X are there. There are 6X, as there are 6 numbers. Now total 2 plus 4, 6 plus 6, 12 plus 8, 20 plus 10, 30. So it is 30 by 6. What is my average? 23. Now you can see 6 is coming common. So X plus 5 equal to 23, and X is coming out to be 23 minus 5. And 13 minus 5 is 8. And you remember X was coming 8. That means the smallest even number is 8. 18. Then next X plus 2 must be 20. Then X plus 4 must be 22. And so on. It is 24. It is 26. And it is 28. So this way we are getting the answer. But if I change this value to 96, it is very difficult to answer this, right? Because for 6 you can make like this and solve, but for 96 you can't make 96 things here. So the first method which I discussed, that is more important in this case. Okay, so please make sure when the total number of things are even, then you have to be a little careful. Okay. All right, next one. Average of 10 consecutive numbers. Now read very carefully. 10 consecutive numbers. Now see, there is 10. 10 means 5 this side, 5 this side. What is the average? It is 127. So average must be lying between somewhere between. Here it has to be even numbers. So please change it. It has to be even numbers, because if I take normal numbers, then it will be a lot of problem, right? So if they are even numbers, then only this question could be solved with integer value. So that means 5 numbers you have left here, 5 numbers you have left here. So 127 is the average that is lying between this. So what is the number which is before 127 and it's even? It is 126. What is the number just after 127 which is even? 128. Now there are 10 numbers. You can make the list. 128. Then next must be 130. Next must be 132, as there are 5 numbers. Then 134 and 136. These are the 5 numbers. It is asking you the second highest. So what is my answer? My answer has to be 134. My answer has to be 134, because this is the second highest. And similarly, you can make like this 122, 120 and 118. This is the smallest number. Okay, so this is how we solve. Now in this also there is another shortcut you can derive on your own. Now see, you know that 127 is the average of 10 consecutive even numbers, right? And every even number, like what you do, you write like this. Okay, 127 has to be here. Before that it should be 126. After that it should be 128, as we are discussing about consecutive even numbers. So this thing is sure that this has to be, if there are 10 observation, this is 10 by 2 is 5. So you have left 5 here, left 5 here. It is coming between this is 5th and this is 6th. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and here 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the way, right? Total 5 are there. So 4 people are left. Now you know that for every even number, every number is having a difference of 2. That means there is no need to write like this, because if there are say 110 numbers, it is very difficult to write like this. So remember the rule, because every number is having a difference of 2, right? So what you do, you directly jump like this from 128, which is my, this was 5th observation, this is 6th observation, this was 5th. Between 5th and 6th is only my average line, right? So in 128, which is 6th observation, if you want to have the 10th observation, directly add how much is the difference, 6 to 10. There is a 4 gap and every number is having difference of 2. So that means it should be 128 plus 8, it has to be 136. Are you getting my point? What I'm saying, if this number is 128, next number must be 130. Every number is having a difference of 2. So how many numbers I have to go ahead first? If this is the 6th observation, I have to go to the 10th observation. That means by observation, I am 4 steps behind and every observation is giving me a difference of 2. That's why I am multiplying plus 4 into 2. So 128 plus 4 into 2, that is 128 plus 8, that is coming out to be 136. Now similarly, if you want to go back, suppose smallest number. Now here second highest, so what is second highest? 134. Even you can find second highest directly, because you know you have to find second highest. How many steps you have to go? This is your 9th observation. That means how will you go? How will you approach? You will say, okay, this is my 9th observation. So how many observation gap? 3. And every observation there is a 2-step gap. So it is plus 6. So 128 plus 6 is 134. So 134 is my answer for this question. I hope this concept is clear. So similarly, if you want to go back, suppose the second smallest is asked. So 126, this is 5th observation, this is 4th, this is 3rd, this is 2nd. So there is 3 gap between 2 and 5. So it is minus 3 into 2. It is minus 6. That means this must be 120. So this is my answer, guys. So please be very careful in this type of questions. They are your exam questions. Next one, PQRSTUV are consecutive even numbers. EFGHI consecutive odd numbers. Okay. Now what we do in this case, we'll not take these numbers absolutely. We'll take some other values. Or even if you take directly, you can like PQRSTU consecutive even. What are the consecutive even numbers? Starting with 2, it is 2, 4, 6, 8. How many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. There are 4 and 3, 7 numbers. Now what is the average? If total number of things are 7 is an odd number, and average will be the 4th observation, because 7 by 2 is coming out to be 3.5. Whenever decimal comes, we eliminate 3 steps here, 3 steps here. That this is my average. Now just write this in terms of this P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. So what is my average coming? It is coming as S. So S has to be my average in the first case. E, F, G, H, I consecutive odd. All right, consecutive odd. They were even. So how many? E, F, G, H, I. Let's say 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Okay. Now, if they are consecutive odd numbers, so their average must be this. The third observation, there are 5 numbers. 5 by 2 is 2.5. So leave 2 numbers this side, leave 2 numbers this side. You know that when the total number of things are odd, the middle number can be found by n plus 1 by 2. That is 5 plus 1 by 2, the third one. Always remember, if there are total numbers which are odd, average will be found by n plus 1 by 2th observation. Like here, if there are 5 terms, then average will be 5 plus 1 by 2. That is third term. What is the third term? Third term is 5. Okay. So afterwards, here also, if there are 7, again 7 terms, so 7 plus 1 by 2. Remember, if there are total number of terms odd, then average will be always n plus 1 by 2 in case of consecutive numbers. Remember, this is happening in case of consecutive numbers. If the total number of things are even, like we have discussed in the previous sessions, the previous questions, like this 10 consecutive, I said this is even. So if this is 10, so average will be always found by n plus 2th observation and n by 2th plus 1. So what is n here? 10. So 10 by 2th, that means 5th observation, and 5th plus 1 more, that is 6th observation. And if you remember, I also shown you the same, like 1 to 5 here, 5 here. The last observation was 5th observation. Here the first observation was 6th observation. So the average will be here, right? That's why it is 5th and 6th means n by 2th and n by 2th plus 1. Remember, whenever n is even, average will be in the middle of these two, right? Like this is n by 2. This position is n by 2. This position is n by 2 plus 1. Means the next position of n by 2. Okay. So this is the rule. Here you can see that PQRS TUV. Now how many observations? 7 observations. Consecutive, like see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what is the middle? 7 means 7 plus 1 by 2, n plus 1 by 2. That is 4th observation. So what is the 4th observation? It is S. So S is the average, right? And if they are consecutive odd, that means again 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. These are consecutive odd. You can compare. It is E, F, G, H, I. So consecutive odd, that means the average must be 5 plus 1 by 2. That is 6 by 2, third observation. And you know that I have discussed 2 leave this side, 2 leave this side. This is your average. So similarly, you can compare now. It is EFGHI, that means G must be my average. So overall average must be S is the average of the first group and G must be the average of second group. So overall average will be S plus G by 2. Okay, answer must be S plus G by 2. All right, next one. Now there is something called addition of numbers. Now in the average, we'll add some numbers or we subtract some numbers. So let's discuss about those numbers. Average of 7 consecutive numbers is M. Fine. Now you know the rules, right? Be very strict in applying rules. Else this question is very, very lengthy. 7 consecutive numbers. 7 consecutive means 7 is an odd number. So average will be found 7 plus 1 by 2. At observation, that is 8 by 2. Fourth observation. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means this is your average. So it is M. This is your fourth observation. You can see leave 3 this side, leave 3 this side. Now if there are consecutive numbers, that means can you say the next number has to be 1 more? The next number has to be M plus 1 plus 1. That is M plus 2. Next number must be M plus 3. Now it is saying if next 2 numbers are added, let's add the next 2. The next must be 1 more than this, M plus 4. And the next must be M plus 5. Alright. what will be the new average? Now, if this is M, can you write the previous? Yes, M minus 1, 1 less, then M minus 2 and M minus 3. Now, what is they are asking? What will be the new average? Now, how many numbers are there, guys? Earlier, it was 7 numbers. You can check this box. How many are there? There are 7 numbers. But if you check now, how many numbers are there totally? There are 9 numbers. And for 9 numbers, again, it will be 9 plus 1 by 2. That is 10 by 2. That means 5th observation. So earlier the average was 4th observation, but now it has to be the 5th observation. That is M plus 1. So what is my answer? The new average will be M plus 1. This is my answer. Now, what you have observed, you can solve this question very fast. This is one way. Another way is, there are 7 consecutive numbers. Leave 3 this side, leave 3 this side, and this number is M. Now, if there are 7, that means this is the 4th observation. If there are 9 numbers, that means the next number must be the average. So it is M, next is M plus 1. So this is your average. As for 9 numbers, 5th position is the average. 9 plus 1 by 2. Right? So this is what we can do. Next you can learn is, if 2 numbers are added, then average of the new one will be, if 2 numbers are added, then add those 2 and divide by 2. So this is M plus 1. If suppose instead of 2, there were 4 numbers added, let's solve it. Suppose there were 4 numbers added. So it is like, okay, 3 here, 3 here. This is the 4th observation. This is M, right? Now it is saying next 4 numbers, that means 1, 2, 3, 4. Next 4 numbers. So in that case, how many numbers are there? 7 plus 4, 11. 11 plus 1 by 2. Because 11 is odd. So 12 by 2, 6th observation is my answer. And 6th observation will be M plus 1 is 5th observation. So M plus 2 has to be my answer. Now you can check it. If there are 11 numbers, so if this is 11 number, this is your 11 plus 1, 12 by 2, 6th observation. That means 5 numbers must be lying here and 5 numbers are lying here. And 5 plus 5, 10 and 1, 11. So 11 numbers are like this. So what is the rule? Whenever you add the numbers, so it will always be, the new average will always be older average plus numbers, please note it, added or subtracted by 2. By 2. I hope this is clear. This concept. So in this question, you can apply this directly. How many numbers? 7 numbers. So if I add 2 numbers here, 2 numbers, that means this is 2 and old average is A, suppose. So divided by 2. Overall average will be increased by 1. So it is A plus 1. I hope this is clear. Let's try applying the same method here. 233. Now you can't write this obviously. So 233, just observe, this is an odd number. For odd number, what is the average? N plus 1 by 2. That is 234 by 2. That is 117. That means 116 observation you leave this side, 116 observation you leave this side, and 117th observation has to be my average, and that is M. Now, if you add 32 numbers, here, okay, that means what is my answer? Old average plus numbers to be added by 2. So average will be increased by 16. So answer must be M plus 16. This has to be my answer. So whatever numbers you are adding, divide them by 2, and that is your answer. Why we are dividing by 2? Because average is equal distribution. Whatever number are here onto the right of this, the same numbers are onto the left also. So if total numbers are increased, then this average will also shift towards the right. So this is what we are following in this question. All right, next one. If 93 consecutive numbers is M, fine. 93 again, it's an odd number, so average will be 94 by 2. That is 47th observation. Okay, that means if the average is 47th observation, so leave 46 number here, leave 46 here. This 47th observation has to be M. If next 21 numbers are also added, next 21 numbers are also added. So I have told you the rule. If there are 21 numbers added, so old average plus 21 by 2. Why? Because whatever number we are increasing here, 21, the same will be distributed and half will go this side, half will go this side. That's why we are dividing by half. So the correct answer must be M plus 10.5. This is my new average. All right. Okay, let's solve the next one. Average of 7 consecutive integers starting with M now. Now they are starting something with M. So let's find. If you start with M, so next number must be M plus 1. Next must be M plus 2 because they are adding by 1. Then next must be M plus 3. Next must be M plus 4. Then 5 terms are there, 5 and M plus 6. So this is, these are my 7 number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are my 7 numbers. Now average is N. So it is, average means, middle. You will not add like this. Okay. You know that there are 7 observation. What is the middle? Leave 3 this side, leave 3 this side, first way. Or I have told you, if the total number of things are odd, apply this rule, N plus 1 by 2th observation. So 7 plus 1 by 2, that is 8 by 2. That is 4th observation has to be the average. That means this observation has to be my average. So guys, M plus 3 is the average. M plus 3 is the average of 7 consecutive integers which are starting with M. And this value, please focus here. This value, guys, M plus 3, it is saying that this value is actually equal to N because this value is N. So I can write M plus 3 is equal to N, right? So M must be equal to N minus 3, right? Because I need my answer in terms of N. That's why I'm doing like this. Here I'm not giving options just to avoid this space or get this space. But in exam you are having options. So answer is there in this K form. Okay. So let's write. Now you have to start this new series starting with M plus 4. Okay. So M plus 4 and 8 consecutive integers. So first is M plus 4, M plus 5, M plus 6. And then so on. You can write like this or you can do directly. There are 8 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So 8 numbers are there. You can directly say that, okay, every number is having a difference of 1. So 8 consecutive numbers. So it must be plus 7. So it must be M plus 11. Right. Now there are 8 consecutive terms. So you know that average will be N by 2th and average will be average of 8 by 2th and 8 by 2th plus 1 term. So that is 4th term and 5th term average is the overall average. So if you write like this, what is going to be my next term? It is this is the last term. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So M plus 4, M plus 5, M plus 6, M plus 7, M plus 8, M plus 9, M plus 10 and M plus 11. You can write like this. Okay. Now average of 8, average of 8 will lie in this 4 number this side. So average will be the average of this 4th and 5th observation. So what is the 4th observation? 1, 2, 3, 4th. So this must be M plus 7. Then 5th is M plus 8. So what is the average of these two? M plus 7 plus M plus 8 by 2. That is, because answer is there in terms of this. So 2M plus 15 by 2. 2M plus 15 by 2. And you know that earlier we have done this, that m plus 4, m plus 3, basically m plus 3 was n, right? We have done this because first was m, then m plus 1, m plus 2, m plus 3. The fourth observation was average and its value is n. So we can write m plus 3 is equal to n. So m will be n minus 3. So just put it here now and get your result. So m is n minus 3. So it is 2 into n minus 3 plus 15 by 2. So this is 2n minus 6, 15 by 2. So 2n minus 9 by 2. So this is my answer. In terms of n it is asking, so this has to be my answer. All right. So be very careful in this type of questions. Next one. Average of 8 consecutive even numbers is 31. Find the difference between the largest and the smallest integer. Fine. 8 consecutive even, right? 8 means it's not an even number. So it's not an odd number, it's an even number. So it is n by 2. Average will be n by 2th and n by 2th plus 1. The middle of the two, right? So 8 by 2 means 4th observation and 5th observation, that is 4 plus 1. Now write it, we can make it also. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is lying between 4th and 5th. So this number is how much? It is 31. That means this average is 31. So what number is even, which comes after 31? That is 32. And here it is 30. So I've got the numbers now. Difference between largest and smallest. So for largest, you know, the next number is 34, then 36, then 38, then here 28, 2 less because all numbers are even, then 26 and 24. So difference you can easily find now. 38 and 24. What is the difference? This is 14. So 14 is my answer. So this is one way, right, which we have learned. Or second, like from here, if you know this 28, 30 and 32, you know, now you know every even number is having a difference of 2. So what jump we need here? This is the 5th observation. To go to the 8th observation, this is the 8th observation. Here you need to go. So there is a difference of 3 and every number is having a difference of 2. So 32 plus 6. That's why it was 38. Similarly, this is 30. This is 4th observation. Now you have to go to, let's say, 1st observation. So you will go 3 steps back and each step is having 2 difference. So minus 6. That's why this is 24. So 24 and 38, the difference is 14. So this is one way to solve this type of question. Another way, write the formula. Whenever we are having a difference and the smallest difference between the largest and the smallest, then directly apply this formula. Number of terms minus 1 into 2. This will always be the difference. Maximum times difference question asked, and this is observed that this has to be the formula for that. All right. So difference equals to n minus 1 into 2. Okay. So and here n means number of terms. So it is 8 minus 1 into 2, and you also have observed 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 2s are 14. And if you remember, our answer was also 14 because the smallest was 24 and the largest was 38. So there is no need to solve for this type of question. Direct formula, remember, if the difference between largest and smallest is asked and consecutive numbers are given, it is valid for consecutive, then you can directly apply this formula. Okay, I have told you the basic method also. Now it's up to you. Let's apply in some more questions. If it is average of 10 consecutive even numbers is 137. Now you know 10 means 5th, which is 10 by 2, and 10 by 2 plus 1, that is 6th observation. This has to be my average. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now you know that 5th and 6th. So this is 5th, this is 6th. This is 5th position, this is 6th position. Now what is the average showing? 137. That means 137 has to be up, because 10 is an even number. The number of people are even. Number of people are even, we know average will always be written on the top. It will be in the difference of the two. Now if this number is 137, what is the next even number? 138. What is the previous even number? 136. And next, saying the difference between the largest and the smallest, if you want to make, you can, but there is no need. So this is 6th and this is 10th observation. So there is a gap of 4 observation. Every observation is having a difference of 2. So 138 plus 8, that is 146. Similarly, 136 minus 4 into 2, that is minus 8. So it is 128. What is the difference? 46 and 28. So this is 8 and this is 1. So this is my difference. So this is my answer. Now this is the basic way. I have told you the formula, n minus 1 into 2. Whenever the difference between the largest and the smallest is asked, apply this formula for consecutive numbers. Remember, this is for only consecutive numbers. So if difference is asked, then only apply. So n minus 1. Here n is the number of numbers. So 10 minus 2, 10 minus 1, n. It is n minus 1, 9. So 10 minus 1 into 2, 9 into 2, that is 18. And 8 is my answer. We can solve in seconds. Next one, 8 consecutive odd numbers. Now I'll apply directly. 8 consecutive odd numbers. Fine. Now, if you solve like this, 8 means 4th observation and 5th observation. So if this is 4th observation and 5th observation, this is 136. So it is lying somewhere here. So what is the odd number less than 136? It is 135. What is the odd number more than 136? It is 137. Now you can find it: 140, 139, 141, 143, or directly. How much gap? It is 8 terms. So there is 3 gap. So plus 3 into 2. So 137 plus 6. That is 143 is the highest number. If you want the smallest one, it is minus 3 into 2. This is minus 6. So this is 129. So this is how we can go. And the best method I have told you, it is n minus 1 into 2. Number of terms are 8. 8 minus 1, 7 into 2. Answer is 40. Okay, our answer was also 40. We have not checked it. You can check it. Next one. If M and OP are 7 consecutive odd numbers, what will be their average? So let's find. Now you know there are 7 consecutive. 7 means odd. So the average must be n plus 1 by 2th observation, the middle one. So it is 4th observation is the average. So what is the 4th observation? It is P. 1, 2, 3, 4. So P has to be my average. Now if all are consecutive, now what I can do here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 numbers are there, and this is P. Now answer is in terms of M. So if the first is M, the first number is M, this N must be, can I write M plus 1? Yes. Next I can write M plus 2 because, here they are odd numbers. So can I write this? No, because these are consecutive numbers. They are having a difference of 1. For odd numbers, that the difference must be of 2, right? If the first odd number is 1, next must be 3, next must be 5. Earlier I was doing like this, 1, 2, 3. So that was wrong. So make sure you will not commit this mistake. So next must be M plus 2. Next must be M plus 4, as each odd number is having a difference of 2. Next must be M plus 6. So next must be M plus 6. So this is my average in terms of M, that is M plus 6. You can further make it like M plus 8 and all. but there is no need, average has come. So this question you can solve very easily. You know that fourth observation is there. Fourth observation is the average. You know this. Now, if this is the first term, how much gap is there? 1, 2, 3. So M, there is a gap of 3, like it is M, N, O, P. There is a gap of 3, and every number is having a difference of 2. So M plus 3 into 2. In that way, you can solve this even more faster. All right. Now, come to the next. The sum of 3 consecutive even numbers is 36 more than the average of these 3 numbers. Find the smallest even number. So, sum of 3 consecutive even. You can solve again by using 2 ways. First, by variable. If you take the first even number as x, second must be x plus 2, third must be x plus 4. Now, what is their sum? Sum is 3x plus 6. Now their sum is 36 more than the average of these 3 numbers. So what is the average of these 3? X plus 2 is the average. So this is 3x plus 6. Just solve it. It is 38 plus x. It is 3x plus 6. So x will come here. So this is 2x. 38 minus 6, that is 32, and x will be 16. As 2x is 32, so 2 16s are 32. So x is 16, that means first is 16, and second is 18, third is 20. The smallest even number is 16. This is the basic approach. Now, take some random numbers. What are the first 3 consecutive numbers? Let's see. So first 3 consecutive even number is 2, 4, 6. Now, the sum. What is their sum? 2 plus 4, 6 plus 6, 12. So this sum is 12. Now it is saying the sum is 36 more than the average. What is the average? Average, it's a middle term, the second term, right? There are 3 terms, 1, 2, 3. So average will be 3 plus 1 by 2. 2th term, that is 4 by 2, that is second term. Second term is 4. So average is 4. Now it is saying there is a gap of 36. But what is the gap as per us? The gap is 8. Now this 8 value, this is the gap, right? Sum is, sum is 12. 10 plus 2, 12. And average is 4. So 8 is the gap, but it is saying gap is 36. So 8 value is 36. You can solve 4 2s are 8. 4 9s are 36. The smallest number you need to find. So what is the smallest? See, 8 value is 36. So 4 2s are 8. 4 9s are 36. That means 4 value must be 18. You see, 2 value is 9. So 4 value just double both sides. So 4 value must be 18. That means I can write that this number has to be 18. This is the average, right? 4 is the average. If this is 18, so before this, what number should come which is even? That must be 16. So this is my answer in seconds. So just compare like this. Here sum was 12, average was 4, difference is 8. Here the difference is 36, compare 2 is 9, and then just find the value of this average, that is 4. So 4 is 18. If 4 is 18, then 2 must be 16 because it is the previous even number. If saying 6, then it must be 20. So this is how we can solve this question. Next one, sum of 5 consecutive even numbers is this. Now apply the same thing. 5 consecutive even number is 72 more. Let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What is my average? Average is 6. What is my sum? 6 plus 6, 12 plus 8, 20 plus 10, 30. What is the difference? It is 24. Here the difference is 72. So 24 value is 72. 1 value is 3. What is asked? If you find this 6 value, the 6 value will be 1 value is 3, the 6 3s are 18. This is 18. Smallest of these numbers all are even. So So this must be 16 and this must be 14. Asking the smallest only. This has to be my answer. That is option A. Right? Next one. Average of 35 consecutive odd integers is 85. And now you need to find the highest value of this of the integer among these all. Okay, so 35 consecutive odd numbers. So if I make it 35 is an odd number itself, so the average will be 35 plus 1 by 2. So it is 18th observation, right? 36 by 2. That means 17 observation this side, 17 observation this side, and this is 85. See, conceptually we have learned this, but there is one more shorter way I'll be discussing for the highest and the lowest. First, we have learned for the difference. What was the formula for difference? Number of terms minus 1 into 2. Similarly, we have the formula to find the highest and the lowest as well. So first, let's understand with the basic method which we have learned. So 85. Now, they are all odd numbers. So we have to go 17 steps more, and every number is having a difference of 2. Like the next number must be 87, next must be 89. Like that, there are 17 numbers here because total are 35, and this is your 18th observation, which is the average. So like this, 85 plus 34. This has to be my answer. That is 119, highest number. So this way we can solve. There is one more shorter way. What is that? Please write. For highest value, my answer will be, if there is consecutive number, average plus n minus 1. For lowest value, it should be average minus n minus 1. If you remember this, your work will be far more easy. See, for difference, it is number of terms n minus 1 into 2. For highest and lowest, average plus n minus 1, highest and lowest, lowest is always less now. So that's why remember like this. In lowest, use minus sign. In highest, use plus sign. So what is the answer in this case? If you want to find highest, there are consecutive odd numbers, fine, whatever it is. If there is consecutive word written, we can find the answer very fast. So average is 85. Fine, let's apply this. 85 is the average plus number of terms are 35, and my answer is 85 plus 34. That was same which we earlier got. So this is 119. So please remember this. A plus n minus 1 for highest, minus n minus 1 for lowest. Alright. Average of 73 consecutive odd numbers. Now, smallest is asked. Smallest is average minus n minus 1. Right? N minus 1 will be same in the difference of the highest and the smallest also. And then you multiply by 2 because average is divided into 2 parts, half, right? That's why we multiplied there. But here it is minus because smallest. Or if you want to solve this by the traditional method which we have learned first, so you can learn like 73 numbers. So what is the average? 73 plus 1 by 2, 74 by 2. That is 37th observation. 37th observation means 36 observation leave this side, 36 leave this side, 37th is the average, and that is how much? That is 117. Now this is 37. You have to go 36 steps ahead, and each step is having a difference of 2. So multiply by 2. Here also you have to go 36 steps back. So 36 into minus 36 into 2. See, earlier I have told you that find this number, right? 115. Then this is the 36th number. In that case, you will go 35 steps back from here. But if you are starting from 117, then you have to go 36 steps back. Okay. So this is far more easy. So go 36 steps from the average directly. So 36 steps back. Every step is having a difference of 2 because the previous number must be having 115. As these are odd numbers, the difference must be 2 to each. So it is minus 72. And what is my answer? 117 and minus 72. So this is 45. 45 is my answer. Now using that smallest number, average minus n minus 1. What is my average? Average is 117 minus 73 minus 1, 72. again my answer is same. So it's a beautiful method to find the smallest value. All right, so that's all for this session. I hope you have learned and enjoyed something. So thank you so much for watching.